Right, folks. Hope you all enjoyed your half-time snacks. Big hand for the caterers this evening. Mark, have you got all those answers counted up yet, or not quite?
Not quite, no.
Okay.
We want to go through them and let me care what the answers are.
Alright, okay, I'm better through those. Do you all know your answers? So we started with Neil. What was your answer?
The second goal.
It was the second goal. Is that answer there, David?
5
Isn't that 5 in a row? 5 in a row. Aye. 5 consecutive clean sheets was for David. Consecutive, that's what said that. Yeah. 5 consecutive clean sheets.
So yeah. Are we needing the 5 or are we just needing consecutive?
No, just 5 consecutive is what we're looking for. But see how it goes. If it's a tie break, you'll need to take that. Ryan?
Brentford.
It's not for being too small, which is what Liam wants.
Where is he? Sorry, Barnsley and Morecambe. I've not got a clue.
It was to Hutch's fairer answer is actually being under 5'10".
5'10", am I? That's what I'm on. 5.
So Ryan's answers were Barnsley and Southport.
Aye, that's it.
Not the Ryan. And
only one person got all 3 of them right so far.
And Craig, your first goal scored that?
Peterhead.
There we go, Peterhead.
You have a winner.
You've got a winner.
Mr. Ross Corbett. That was quick add up there. Suggests there's been a bit of cheating going on. Just a reminder, folks, that the raffle tickets are also on sale now for that signed shirt. If you fancy getting your hands on that, it'll be drawn in a couple of weeks' time, so great chance to win a memento of this season. Right, let's move on to the questions, and we're going to start from one that's come in online on the Twitter feed tonight. You'll see Andy is sitting over here at the computer, and he has been working on sort of cancelling out all the spelling mistakes that were appearing last time. And he said one already on Twitter, and it's from David Martin on Twitter, and the question is, we're going to ask it to each one of the panel, and we'll start with Ryan over here. How confident are you of being here next year?
Well, I'd like to still be here next year. When I came to Queens at the start of the season, I actually signed a 2-year contract, believe it or not. But for some reason, I had to come back and then sign another contract, and there must have been a clerical error or something, because it only ended up only signed a 1-year contract. Susan? Whether it was the vanishing ink or... so I've only signed a 1-year contract as it stands right now, but I'm in the process of trying to speak to the chairman since November. So I don't know. I'd like to be here, but I'm not sure.
Okay, David.
I'm the same as Guff.
This is wow. Just deal with that, right? Do away with that.
Same as Guff.
I'll deal with that.
I want to be here for the next year or two, but it's out of my hands. As long as we just need to keep doing well, performing in the field, and see what happens. But I'd love to be here. I love it here. I love the fans. I love everything about it. But it's out of my hands. So hopefully I'll be here next season.
Okay.
Same as the other boys, I'd like to still be here, but there's a lot of uncertainty about the club just now. So I think all we can do now is do our best by individually and as a group, and then just at the end of the day, if you do your job well, you should still be here.
I was kind of doubt about your futures. I mean, it's probably very unusual for a team to be so many players to be out of contract at the end of one season. Is that kind of helping sort of gild you all together a bit more than normal?
I think so, but at the end of the day, there's still a bit of uncertainty between the boys. Normally if you're in this position, it's because you're maybe down near the bottom of the table, the club don't know what division they're going to be in and whatnot, so you can understand. But this year's a wee bit different in the fact that we look as if we're definitely going to be a first division club. We're in a cup final. I think part of the reason needs to go down to the games that have been called off and the revenue the club's lost, and we're just hoping that someone can come up with some dough to try and help out, because with the group of boys we've got, it's a very good group to work with and everybody's wanting to stay.
Craig, you're probably one of the ones that can almost maybe answer this a bit more easily.
I'm one of the fortunate ones to still have a contract next season, so I think there's only 4 of us, so I think we can even enter ourselves in the 5-a-side league yet. So hopefully some of the other lads get tied up soon and they'll know their futures on my team.
Sort of on a similar subject, Fiona Lessels has got a question, so if you'd like to take the microphone.
No, you can do it.
Do you want me to ask it? Okay. Fiona's question is, would you consider staying with the club if they went part-time,
if it was the only way the club could keep going? And we'll start again at Craig just now.
Craig's full-time.
He's full-time.
He's full-time, so we see him half the time.
I sit in the house half the time and then go to train at night. I think I don't know how it works. I'd been a full-time contract, but if that's the only way the club can survive, then of course we're behind it.
Just in case it got to that stage.
I don't know how it works. I've been on a full-time contract and the club being part-time, but so hopefully it doesn't come in that, obviously.
I think for me, circumstances would need to dictate, because I've got a couple of kids, so financially or whatever hours we're needing to be done, but I would be doing everything in my power to try and make it work, because like I've said before, I love the club, so I would try and make it work.
Okay. Right.
Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
Well, when I signed for Queen's, I was looking to sign, obviously, for 2 years, but I was actually looking more long term than that. Being a local lad, I was hoping to settle down back in Dumfries, and it was one of the clubs that I was really looking to push to sign for, because I was that keen in signing for them. So if it came to the fact they were going part time and it was the only way they were going, then obviously I would be interested. But I think with only being 30, well, not only 30, but I still want to be full time for the next few years. Next couple of years at least, I think.
Okay. David?
I'd sign no matter what. No, part time I'll just sign. I love cool stuff.
Okay.
You'll see that change if he gets off at 50 quid a week, by the way.
Well, there's no particular order to the way we're doing these questions, so we're just doing them as and when they come. Here's one. Has Scals had a look at the under-17s, and does he think that many can make the grade? That's from them.
I think that's the under-17s. This week, all the 17s have been up for 2 days this week, and they're Easter holidays, and then they're coming up again next week. They've got a bus driver as well, who's sitting at the end, drives the minibus up for them.
So, and they're not shy anyway.
So a lot of them have come up this week and have been involved with training. Myself and Kenny's both took sessions. They've been involved with first team as well, getting them round about the lads. And to be fair, there's a few of them that have a chance to come in full time, but that's pending what route the club goes down next year. So just now, I'm just hoping that the club comes up with maybe a 5-year plan or something, and it's not just year to year every year. If they're going to do something, then let's go for it. For me, because of the state of Scottish football, you need to go down the youth route to stay full time, and you need to start bringing boys through who are maybe that they're not on the same kind of contracts as your older players. I think it's the only way the club could possibly afford to stay full time.
Okay. As I said, we'll take any questions tonight. And here's one from a D Ray, which I presume is a joke. There's not another D Ray in here, is there? Oh, there is another D Ray. Sorry.
Can I say before the question comes out, the guys don't get style, right?
So we're going to require you to stand up for this one and to lift your leg onto the table so everybody can see it. Because the question is, do you want to shout as your question up?
Oh, you can do it.
His question is, where did you get those shoes? Quality.
as I said, the boy must know quality, but they're married, so I'm brands, that's what I wear good stuff and stuff like that. But do you not like them? Do you not think they're alright? Not your style? Are they your style now? Nah.
Okay, move on to C Park. What a shambles up the back there. It says, C Park, Scally, have you enjoyed your time as under-19s coach?
It's been brilliant. See, ever since I took over, even the training and every day with the boys is brilliant, because you always have their ear, whereas with the older players, a lot of them already know that they're all the player they're going to be, whereas the younger players, if you tell them to do something, they'll always do it. And it's fun being able to take the mick out of them sometimes. You can do things like make them sing after training and they'll do it. Whereas we were talking about it earlier on, whereas if you ask an older player to come in and they need to sing a song, they'll tell you to get carted. So, but the younger ones will actually do it. But over the piece this year, it's been brilliant. Taking the 19s has been brilliant.
And is there a particular singing sensation in the team that you think's got a future as football?
No, Abdul was quite good. We've got a young boy, Abdul. He's a coloured boy, but he done the Candyman. Not the Candyman, the candy shop even. So it was quite good. I think he was rapping away.
In the term karaoke. We've got Craig Hutchison.
What was that?
About careers.
Alright, if you didn't play football, do you have another coloured career and another, well, anything else?
What would your backup career be, I suppose? Ryan?
Still a big issue.
Well, I went to university and I did a degree, so I was lucky enough to do that as well as play football, and I was going down the route of maybe doing PE teaching or something like that, or something sports orientated, so something down that route I think I would probably go.
What was your degree in? Was it in physical?
In sport and business management.
Ooh. David?
Goalkeeper coach, that's right. Simple.
I've done a lot of renovations for properties. I still done one last year, done one the year before, so if it comes to it, I would go and work in the property industry.
Cowboys are us.
And he's no kidding.
I don't really know, to be fair. I only really had a paper job when I was at 15. I don't know, I think some sports based, maybe what Scala's doing, coaching young kids and that's bring back the and giving the young kids hopefully develop something like that maybe. Don't know, hopefully I don't have to think about that for a wee while yet.
I'm just wondering, Skulls, this old main stand is getting replaced eventually. Would you consider that as a replacement?
Aye.
So, right, Campbell Mowbray is next. He's got two questions. So, first of all, who's the hardest opponent you've played against? I'll start with you, David, for this one.
Hardest? Not a clue, honestly.
Bob Harris.
Aye, Bob.
Ryan?
For me, it's in the division we'll be playing. I think it's probably the likes of Joe Cardle or David Graham. I think he always has a good game against us. Dunfermline are a very attacking team and they like to keep their win. So for me, it's either of them two.
Okay. I'd say Peter Wilson. He likes to hit me a few times. I know he's an ex-Queen's player, but he's not for me. Just
for me, I would say it was two guys. I played against, fortunate enough to play against Rangers one game, and about a month previous to it, I'd been up at the casino. I was just on a night out. I'd seen him drinking all night, smoking all night, and I thought, what a bad professional. And I was playing the game. I came on, and I kind of expected him to not be the best, and he just didn't stop running. I couldn't find him. So on that, it was brilliant.
Right.
Unbelievable.
I played against England once and this wee coloured boy came on, didn't know who he was, he had a beard and that, just started running at me, he's absolutely rapid, he was Aaron Lennon, nearly hit me before, and then as soon as he started running at me I knew what I was in for. I think in our league, I think when we played against St Johnstone, big homer, it was really hard to deal with, aerial threat and Peter Wellerson as well loves to throw an elbow, but I say for that in the league.
I didn't know where Mark here.
One of the guys that sort of really seemed to shine this season was the boy McAllister. Not a lot of folk are talking about how was he to play against?
I've played in Aberdeen. When I was a young boy, I was at Aberdeen, and he was just a big boy, just a big lad, and he just throws his shell about.
Quite rumbly.
Quite a good touch in that.
Yeah, but you can give him a wee punt, he'll still come back.
He actually, the boy McAllister came in and he was in trial with us, and when he came in trial with us, he was torture. He was nothing like and then he went out there and he was brilliant against us. Thought he'd done very well, but when he came in trial, he didn't show much under Gordon Chisholm. He was in for a week.
Yeah. Do you think sometimes it's about what a manager gets out of a player? I mean, I know that's something that's definitely been said about Willie McLaren, for example. That that he's really just the complete difference between how he was under Gordon Chisholm and how he's been under Kenny.
I don't think anybody else can get the best of anybody but Kenny and Molly. I was with McLeod, John Brown, Bomber couldn't get on. We had a few wee spats with him, and Kenny's just got him to a T. I don't know how he's done it, but he's got him to a T. So.
Okay. Campbell's got another question as well, which was, I'm guessing this was for everyone apart from David, but it was your best goal you've scored. That 28 yard, or was it?
The first one, 28 yard. Aye, probably.
Craig?
Scoring goals isn't really my thing, to be honest. Probably a goal in training.
OG's in that?
I scored an OG when I was 15, it went in the top bin. I tried to hook it and it just volleyed it right in the top bin over my keeper. Probably that, to be fair.
Ryan, that one we saw in the video, is that one your best?
I think that's up there, aye. It's either that or a goal I scored playing Ryan Athletic when I was 17 in the Scottish Cup against Brecon. It was as good as Skulls, I think it was about 30 yards. Top corner as well.
Mine was 32.
I ended up about 40 by then.
Here's one from Ross Corbett. Ross.
Obviously there's a good team spirit amongst the players at the moment. Who's the kind of main man in the dressing room when it comes to wind-ups and that?
Well, to be honest, I've only been there this year, but I think Skulls are there. When he's in the change room, he's always a good lad to have about the change room. But just this week, the boy CRAIG REID actually put Deep Pete in Bob Harris and Rocco Quinn's pants. And I was getting blamed for it. Believe it or not, Bob Harris actually sent me a photo. No, you don't mind people. It was the groin area. The Deep Pete had actually sprayed all up his chest and onto his neck, and it was like all red. And he was saying he was having to go to hospital and stuff. He was trying to get everybody worried.
I was going to say, I think I witnessed one of the real wind-ups I've ever seen in a player was when it was a cup game up at possibly at St Johnstone, and you get sent out to do a TV interview that you weren't expecting.
That was torture, that was mad. see on the DP thing, we done Tats was looking to get Ian McShane back for something against Dunfermline. This is only a fortnight ago. So he was looking about and he was saying, boys, what one's Ian McShane's stuff? Where's his stuff? I've got Fiery Jack, I've bought Fiery Jack, it's much stronger than Deep Pete and all the rest of it. Where's his stuff? So one of the boys tells him where his stuff is, but he gets the wrong boy. So Tats puts Fiery Jack in Stephen Degnan's boxer shorts. So all the boys are getting changed at the end of the game, and he puts his boxer shorts on, and then he's like, "You dirty!" So he says, "Someone's done my boxer shorts. When I find out who it is," then he was swearing that. So he goes in for the shower. While he's in the shower, I runs up to the van and gets the Fiery Jack back out, and he's in the shower, so we put some right up the inside these tracksuit bottoms as well. So he comes back out and he sticks the tracksuit bottoms on and we're saying to him, that fiery jacket we're saying to him, it never goes away, it's even worse than DP, you'll feel it for the whole rest of the day now. So the whole day was scratching away the whole day back.
Ah dear.
One of the ones I remember was wee Mikey McGUFFIE when he was here. Big Kenny used to come in this black bike to training, and he left it at training, and when he came back in, Mikey McGUFFIE had dismantled it all, strapped it up with strapping and put it in a stretcher. Big Kenny was not too happy with it.
Another one, your man CRAIG REID, Bob Paris, Kenny just got a new car. It was a white Range Rover, and he had the alloys in the back. So Reedy thought, I'll put it in Dodgy's boot. Reedy and Bob, was it used to, right? They put it in his boot, Dodgy left, way home, and that. Kenny comes out, no wheels to put on his car, because he was worried to put his new alloys on, so he had to go all the way to, was it a garage? Was it? All the way up to the garage, all the way back, and then the next day, he's like, I'll get whoever done that, I'll get them back and that, but he's still not done it. But Reedy and Bob, you better watch, because they're watching this.
If we sit watching the Twitter feed of Jane. Where's Jane?
Me.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I presumed it was you, Jane, yeah. So, what's your question?
Just really wondering what makes you more nervous tonight facing this lot, or Sunday cup final, or something like that.
To be honest, I'm quite a cool customer. No, like I get nervous before a game, but I think that's a good thing. I think if you can learn to use your nerves to give you that bit more adrenaline and things like that, it's good. But I quite, if I don't get nervous, I'm a bit worried, to be honest.
Same as me, I get nervous before a game. Just I go to warm up, fine. When I go back into the dressing room, my belly goes, the wee butterflies get going again, and I know, here we go, and then you step out that part, it just goes, and then you just get the matted on the plane and just go for it.
Goalkeepers are kind of, I was going to say, goalkeepers are quite famous for sort of superstitions. Have you got any sort of rituals or superstitions before the game?
Blackie there. 2006, I was with Clyde, Challenge Cup final at Dermot Park. I wore green and get beaten penalties. So I said to Blackie, any chance on us? And then he comes up and says to me, oh, the green top's just got the Alba Challenge Cup on it. I says, oh my God. But at the end of the day, it's not going to happen. We're going to win that and bring it back to Dumfries. That's what's happening. It's not happening.
Boys over here, nervous or?
I think Guff, wait and use my answer. Right, the same as what the boys are saying, if you get a wee bit of nerves before every game, and if you don't, you need to worry. Stuff like this is alright for me, but just probably the game, but not a lot of nerves.
Are you more nervous because you're not playing now? Are you more nervous because you can't directly influence something?
I would probably say so. I would be more nervous going as a coach as opposed to being a player. But still even at that, I'm not really big on nerves. So.
Great.
I actually said to Scally when I sat down and they started coming, I thought, oh, actually a wee bit nervous now. I thought it'd be fine, but in games you obviously get nerves, and as long as you control them, the boys said. It's something alright if you're not nervous about a big game or whatever. You just got to channel your nerves and do as well as you can, I suppose.
Okay.
Listen to Yuri Geller there,
Let's go to Tellboy.
Hutch, you mentioned Lashford, the influence in your career with the development. What about Andy Gorham, who used to play with the Queens? You actually mentioned the book as well.
What page 115 was that? Is that 115? That's what you said? No, the goalies. Like I've been Latchie for 4 years now. He's been great at Clyde, but when I was growing up as a Rangers fan, the goalie was my hero. I knew he's like that, you know what I mean? Can see it, he texts me every Saturday, all the best and good luck for today, pal, and that, you know what I mean? So he's been great for me, absolutely fantastic, but as I said, Latchie's been good as well. So it's been good to take off the two of them, like pointers, the goalkeeper, so it's been great, the two of them.
Do you still take advice? Go on,
The goalie's got
He's got a chance. I've mentioned that. And he said to me, just you remember that I've played with Queens and I've got that cup. Says that. That's no problem. I said, we're going to win it Sunday anyway, so that'll be too.
I think that was the one that kind of completed his medal collection, wasn't it?
That was the main one. Well, every cup in Scotland they won, except for the Challenge Cup, and they won it with Queens.
What about, let's continue that on to the rest of the panel. Ryan, is there a player that you sort of most look up to or get advice from, or from any of the clubs you've been at?
I think David Irons, I think when I was playing with Annan, I think he kind of looked after me a bit as a young boy, 17-year-old, and when I went down to Newcastle he sat in and taught me through the contract and everything, so and since then if I've got any problems I think I would phone him and ask him, but yeah, David Irons, or there's a guy, Max Findler as well, who I don't know if you know, Max Findler, he's a Dumfries Academy school teacher, and if I ever needed to speak to somebody I would speak to him and phone and ask him as well, because he's quite a nice guy and looks after me that way.
Smells then sort of looked out for you through your career, or?
I wouldn't say through my career, but when I was at Falkirk, Lee Russell Lappy was always brilliant with me. Very down to earth and always had something positive to say to you. He was always good for helping with your development. Always, like, when you meet someone like him who's quite famous and everybody thinks a lot of him, you don't expect much of him, but I remember the first time I ever, well, I'd seen him once or something. I was driving home and I'd gave him my number and he phoned me and he was sitting behind me and I'd only just joined the club and he says to me, "Where are you going?" And I says, "I'm going up the road." He says, I stayed in my own at the time, and he says to me, "Look, I've just phoned my missus and she's making dinner, do you want to come at my house for dinner?" And I went to his house for dinner and just so down to earth and brilliant. I had so much to give back to the game that it was brilliant for somebody in his position to be able to do stuff like that.
Cool.
I think for me, when I was at Celtic, there was two folk that I looked up to for advice. One of them was Tommy Burns, who sadly passed away. He was great with me when I was 14. He signed me in Nestform. I was one of his first signings, and he was a great guy to go for advice. Great football man, and he taught a lot of football well. And another was Danny McGrain, who was probably one of the best fullbacks in his era. Obviously when he played in that position, it was great to get advice off him, work with him in the reserves and what have you. So they were two main characters in marking.
Bob Park.
Mr. Sculls, fancy a job as a club manager sometime?
I would love to be a club manager somewhere, but I think it takes time before you can start looking at that. This year I'm doing the 19s, I'm trying to put myself through all the badges possible, and it's something that in the future I would love to do.
Mark McCready.
Again for David Hutton, would be surprised if Queen's come in for you after he lost 7 here against us.
Thanks, sir.
I should say I was going to use that in the introduction earlier and decided not to.
I actually lost 7-1 and I thought, these Queens still want me a bit. I've done right here, haven't we?
None of them are your fault.
No, you're right, that's right. No, what the Queens did want me. Senior Cup final, Scottish Cup final before that, Queens wanted me that season. Chisholm came up and I got a gun put in my head with Colin Henry when he was at Clyde. Offered me more money, stuff like that when I shouldn't have. I should have came here, I should have signed with Queens at that time. I'd been playing the Scottish Cup final and stuff like that, but things happen for a reason. I would have met Andy Gorham, who was who coached me at Clyde and stuff like that, so things have a reason and I'm here now, so and hopefully continue to be here for a long run.
We'll continue that on actually to a question from Colin Hamilton.
Did you enjoy the banter when you played against Queens?
That's to all the players.
To everybody, Huts maybe especially.
Aye. So Bob scored against me, ex-Clyde player as well. He gave me a bit of stick. Dobbs, I kept swearing at Dobbs, you're this, you're that, you're fat. I just kept giving him tempers. You're fat. Such and such, and he just kept laughing. What's the score? It made me worse and then and Keno scores, Tosher scores. It just get worse. It was one of the worst I've ever been in. 7-1, it's the worst I've ever played in, and it was against Queens.
We were talking about at the interval about the Queens and particularly the away support. How did you find the kind of the banter and stuff from the Queens supporters before? You know?
Pelters, absolute pelters. That's why I love you, you know what I mean? Behind the goals, second half, it's just kept going in. I kept looking, nah, you're nothing but you're shit, you're this. You're right. I said, I'll win that top next couple of years. But it's a football player, you need to take that.
Still saying it to him.
Those guys say that. But as a football player, you need to take that on board. You get it everywhere. You get it in every ground. You just need to go on with it.
Ryan, obviously for you, there was always a bit of kind of needle coming to play against, you know, whenever you played for other clubs against Queens. So.
Well, I've had it a few times, obviously playing with Gretna and stuff. It was quite a derby, and I think local boy, obviously being a local Dumfries lad, it was some of the stuff that was said I can't repeat. But I experienced it again with Queens. Morton coming here, and obviously the away. I've felt that the away fans are more vocal. I don't know if you agree with that, but obviously you heard that on Saturday when they were quite vocal up at Park Thistle ground.
You're drinking though.
That's what it is,
But Colin McMenamin was telling us last time at the first forum night that when he played with Gretna, you know, he got some real abuse from the Queens fans and some, you know, and did you ever sort of, was there any kind of nastiness like?
Well, it's something in my past that I'm not proud of, that I lost my licence from drink driving, and I remember one game someone shouted to the fans, I think it was at Capello, and I went over to do a throw-in and somebody shouted, McGuffie! So I obviously turned and looked up, he's like, you deserve to lose your licence. So, cheers mate. Then he came back at me, and see your bird? She's a So it doesn't get me close to the bone than that.
And now he's probably cheered you on. Boys over this side?
I didn't really have, to be honest, I never really had much of that going on when I played against Queens.
I think I only played against Queens twice when I was on loan at Stirling. For Celtic, and I remember Stephen Dobie came on and nutmegged me in the edge of the box and put the ball in the back of the net, which wasn't a very pleasant thing for me to happen. That was here. But the fans are great, there are rattles and that. I remember that in the first game, the away fans, and they're always vocal, always follow us everywhere, so aye.
Okay, here's one that's a bit different. This is from Eileen. Eileen, do you want to ask your question? Who's Eileen?
Yeah,
are you sure? Yes. Alright. Eileen's question was, if you were a contestant on MasterChef, what would your signature dish be? Skulls, first of all.
I think it would probably need to be toast and beans or something. Lindsay does all the cooking in our house. It's not something that I'm ever good at. If I could cook and I was decent, which I'm not, it would be spaghetti bolognese. But I don't have that in my locker.
Okay, great.
Well, we had a kind of, the lads came in one time. We kind of had a come down me kind of thing. We had a free courser for each other, and steak that was decent. Probably steak. It's pretty simple to make, to be fair.
Okay.
Mine would probably be a chicken lasagna dish or something like that. I quite like that. I usually have that on a Friday night before a game.
Piping in the micro?
No. From scratch.
I've stayed myself for 3 years. When I came back from Aberdeen and I was just microwave food. That's why I'm so lean, you know what I mean? But the Skull says my missus makes everything. I can't cook to save myself.
I said my missus makes
everything. Sure. No, I can't cook. No, I'm not a good cook, but I'd probably say a good curry.
Okay. Here's one that I'm going to ask you all just to think about, and we'll get your answers in a wee while, which is, what would be your dream team round about you? So if you were playing in your dream team, who else would you have round about you? But think about that in the meantime, because I will take a wee bit of time to have a think about. Malcolm. Oh, shy, they're all shy tonight. Malcolm says, what was this is to you. What was the last thing you thought when you stepped up to take the penalty to knock out Dunfermline from the Alba Cup?
The last thing I thought was probably, I never thought anything, I just kind of visualised myself putting the ball in the top corner. I did put the ball in the top corner, but their goalie is very good. Very good. No, I just visualised where I was going to put the ball. I actually done it where I wanted to, just no enough power, and the goalie had a good save.
Thank God, when they go in, when you've had the end it.
Got one here from Big Bobby. No?
Is that a name or a statement?
So, it's actually directed at Skulls against us. Is there any truth that I should have read this first. Any truth that Skulls is having to put a lot of extra work into his golf with the big day getting nearer?
Big Bobby, he's got a ball to eat and he's sitting over next to me. No, there's a big golf day coming up, and it's me and Neil McFarlane are beating Jimmy in Tats at golf. It's coming up at the end of the month.
Ryan, I think you probably answered this earlier, but maybe you've got a little bit more to say now. Are you enjoying playing for your hometown club now?
I love it. It was always something I wanted to do, and I'm just pleased to be here now. So I'm loving playing, and it's something that I think every week there's about 20 of my family and they get at the game. So it's trying to get complimentary tickets for them. The boys are sick of me asking for them.
Jeez, if they paid in, we wouldn't be in there.
You walked into that one. Okay, so let's talk about your dream team. Who would your starting 11 be if you could pick any players that you've played? Start with a goalie. It's easy enough for you because you're number one. So.
What do you mean, like?
Who else would be in your team?
What, from this division or from another? For any?
I thought you played with a
Well, nobody. I just think your team's great. Your team's great. Just deal with us. That's it. Your team's great. That's the main thing.
The chairman's not here, Hutty.
There's a D-Ray here.
There you go. He's going to be watching this, but
for me, most of the team would be the Fall Cup team that I played with. We won the division by about 20 points or something, so they were all of them were very good. There's a lot of good individual players that have been at Queen's as well. Probably Stephen Dobie would come into that category as well, but I would need more time to be arguing with myself to write some of these down. But outside that, a lot of the Fall Cup team I played with would have made the team.
I think I'm not going to name a full team, but just a few players that I've played with a long time that would be in the team is the boy Kenny Duker, who plays up at Livingston now. When he was on his game, obviously he's not the best technically on the ball, but in terms of holding the ball up and winning his headers and stuff, I've not played with anybody better than him. I think for me, the boy CRAIG REID is as good a player as defender I've played with. I think he's got a big future in the game. I played with Gary Caldwell at Newcastle Reserves, and I think I heard that thought. I think a lot of people give Gary hard time when he played with Celtic and stuff, but from having trained with him and played with him, his professionalism and stuff like that was unbelievable. He was always last to leave the training, and his work rate and everything was brilliant. So I think there's three players that I would.
Yeah, okay. Craig, have you got two or three that you would?
I think Aidan McGeady would be one. I remember playing with him for under 12 right through, and we used to just give him the ball and he'd go and beat the rest of the team and stick the ball in the net. It just could change games for you. Just feed on the ball and he'd dribble past people for fun. I think playing with Big Jim Thompson, I think he used to just go and win every header. Just used to go and let him win every header and you just cover him. And he would win every single one of them, to be fair. It was always good to play with him. Just cover him with my pace and he just goes and wins every header. try to think. I can't really think. Need more time, to be fair.
Yeah. It's a bit of a tricky one. Right, one from Fiona here. Who is the most excited about the cup? I think is that in the whole squad or? Yeah. So who in the squad's sort of most excited about the cup final? You think?
I'd probably say the boy David Hutton. Not being able to sit still, and even if you've been watching him at night, his legs keep shuffling.
So shoes, the dance. I know that's what it is.
Not bad. I'd say me as well. I'd say me. Because I want to win it. I want a bit of revenge and I want to win it for the fans of Queens. And I want to win it for myself because 2006 they beat us. So it's going to be good for me.
They love you, man. They love you.
I think it's Huts.
Thank you.
David Hutton.
Here's an interesting one because, of course, this week there's been the announcement that they've sort of cancelled the vote on the league restructure, and so I guess it's back to the drawing board a bit again as well. And it's a question from Colin, who we heard from earlier. He says, "Where do you see the state of Scottish club football in 5 to 10 years?" And I'd just like to ask you all a wee bit quickly about the sort of restructure. How do you think? Do you think there should be drastic changes, regionalisation? What do you think?
Well, I think their idea going with an SPL 1 and 2 is a really good idea, but it's obviously how do you break it down and who's from the lower clubs, who goes up and who goes down. But I think regionalisation is a thing to have as well as a pyramid system involved, so that clubs can move up and down rather than it being a bit stagnant in terms of the 3rd division, even in the likes of like junior teams and stuff.
Do you get bored? I'll ask maybe Scally, for example. Do you get bored of playing the same team 4 times in a year in the league?
I don't think so, but I do think, like Nine said, the SPL 1 and the SPL 2 is a good idea, but I think they should introduce more teams into the Premier League, maybe like a 14-team league. But definitely the most important thing is that more than one team needs to go up for the 1st division. It's the only league in Europe where one team goes up, and I've been stuck in it for most of my career. It's annoying, but there needs to be some kind of playoffs where at least 2 teams can go up and at least 2 teams can come down, instead of the SPL trying to cream all the money off for themselves.
You were at Falkirk, weren't you, when they were promoted in that season? Do you think there's too much of a gulf between the 1st division and the Premier League, or do you think there's not?
No, I don't. I think a long time ago there was a big gulf, but now with teams where, if you go back maybe 10 years ago, a Premier League team would be running with maybe a 30-man squad, and nowadays they'll probably run with 20, so probably 10 of the 8 players that might have been Premier League have now filtered down to the 1st division, so what you get is there's a better standard in the 1st division, which filters down to the 2nd division. So for me, the gulf isn't anywhere near as big outside maybe the top 4 teams, 5 teams. And you'll see that every year now, because it's not that much an upset if a 1st division team beats a Premier League team now.
Yeah. As somebody, Craig, I suppose you've experienced, various different sides of it, from having been, in the youth team at Celtic and a big Premier League team, to going out on loan Stirling, where one of the smaller teams, and now to Queens, a sort of well-established 1st division team. What's your kind of thoughts on it all?
I think Scal said a bit of an answer there. I think the 1st division is the only league where one team can go up. There's nothing else to play for. Say what a team runs away at the top, you're fighting for 2nd, 3rd. There's nothing. Where if you had a playoff system, everybody's still in contention to fight for everything. I also think that playing the teams 4 times a season is a bit much. It gets a bit repetitive. Whereas you're playing twice, I think it would be a bit better with a bigger league, as in England they do, 20 teams or whatever. I think playing Ross County and then 2 weeks later you're playing them again away from home, it's a bit boring, but that's the way it is.
That's what you think.
That's just that journey, mate. It's 3 hours journey in a bus.
You're lucky we've got 5.
You're right, I know. But, just the same as the boys, I think. It's a lot better with a 2-league team with the financial as well for other clubs.
As a goalie as well, I suppose keepers are sort of unusual in a way very often as well, that you could be an understudy or a 3rd choice keeper for quite a long time and not get chances at club. Do you think there needs to be more loans used, up and down Scottish football?
Does everyone needs goalkeepers? But then you look at Alexander at Rangers, you know what I mean? He's been there for so many years, and McGregor's been number 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's hard for a goalie. If you're in, then you're in, but if you make mistakes, you're out, and then it's goalkeeping.
Okay. Ryan, did you have something else to say in the league reconstruction?
No, I said them all.
I said that's right. Okay, that's good. Right, we've just got a couple left here. Your best footballing moment to each of you. I'm trying to think.
Well, unfortunately, for the Queen's fans, mine came when I was at Gretna, winning the 3 league titles, and then coming so close to winning a Scottish Cup final was a great achievement, and something that'll live with me for a long time. Something I'd like to do with Queens. You know, obviously they went to the Scottish Cup the next year after that, and I was there supporting them. But hopefully on Sunday we get a win, and that'll be right up there with anything I've done.
I've not won it, so. Nah, just when I was a young boy, I was playing my boys' cup team. We'd won everything in the league, the cup, everything, so that's probably it until we win the cup on Sunday.
For me, it would probably be either winning the league with Falkirk or the Challenge Cup with Falkirk. They were both in the 1 year, and it was just to win anything in your career is obviously a highlight. So for me, that's probably what would stand out most for me.
Yeah, I think one of them for me I wasn't even involved in because I was cup tied. It would probably be the Aberdeen semi-final. It was an unbelievable game just to even watch and be there. End-to-end goals. Unfortunately, I wasn't involved in that. I think for me, the Youth Cup, I won with Celtic at Hampden. It was always good to play there. It wasn't quite the Scottish Cup final that Queen's got to. But winning a cup was good. But hopefully Sunday will be right up there as the best moment when we lift the cup.
As a day that was, although it wasn't necessarily a footballing day, but one of the things that was discussed at the last forum night was that the open top bus on the Sunday. I mean, that was something pretty spectacular as well, wasn't it? Really, for a team that, because you know, a team that hadn't even won it, to have that amount of people out in the street. I mean, I know obviously both you guys were.
Well, I was there, and same as these days. See, when you don't play, you don't feel as much a part of things when you're out injured or you're cup tied. But see, being involved in the open top bus, we turned up. I think DG when we turned up at, there was probably a handful of fans when we went in. We had something to eat, and then we came out, and it was unbelievable for the amount of fans that turned up. Everywhere you looked, there was more coming, and everybody just followed the bus. I think, as far as I could see, all you could see was Queen's fans and scarves and all the rest of it. And the burglars must have had a field day that day. For the time was out.
I remember being on the bus with you guys and just coming across the bridge and looking back up McClue Street, and it was just people, and it was just. So I guess you'd be looking to do, you know, any kind of reaction like that from the fans, you know, on Sunday would be something else.
Oh, it was brilliant. There was a guy at the front of that walked the whole way with a big massive flag, and I was thinking, the way my brain works, I was thinking, his arms must be really sore.
Nah, it was fantastic to be involved in that. When we first went on the bus, we didn't know what to expect. Then you look back behind you, and it was just blue and white everywhere. It was unbelievable, to be fair. I forgot about that. It was something else to be involved in. It was class.
Cool. Okay. We've got one more written here, and then I've any come in on the. No. Okay. Right. This one's obviously directed at you again, David. It's do you have to be a bit mad to be a goalie?
You don't know that, do you, that I'm mad? And the boys know it as well, but I think if you took that out of me, then I wouldn't be the goalie that I'm at now, you know what I mean? So I need a bit of flair and madness about me to be the goalkeeper what I am, but okay. I think you need a wee bit of madness to be a keeper.
Yeah, okay. Right, we'll take 2 more questions from the floor, so who wants to put their hand up and come up with the last couple of questions? Mark McMinn at the back.
Charles, I just talked there about the cup final, how you weren't involved.
Aye.
Obviously you got to carry the trophy out with Sandy Jardine. Who was it suggested that?
I think it was me. The telecameras and all that were there, and I thought, I'm missing out here. How can I get myself in the box? And then I seen a big shiny thing in the corner. No, to be fair, I don't know who it was that suggested it, but I was the only person there that was kind of willing take a walk out with it. There was, I think, probably someone was asked before me, knocked it back, and then I got asked and I done it. So.
Anybody else want a quick question before we finish?
Ryan, with your business management degree, could you not be offering the board some help?
Well, I wish.
I think we'll leave it at that, folks, but I just wanted to, again to say a huge thank you to all the guys in the panel. I hope you've enjoyed hearing their thoughts and their views on it, and that you'll come back next time we'll have another forum night organised. But in the meantime, just a big round of applause and a massive thanks to you both. Going to win the cup on Sunday? Yay! Well, thanks very much, good night, see you sometime soon.